So let me give you a little backstory on the video that I posted about Joe Walsh. So I'm hanging out with my friend Drew Hester, and he's now the drummer for Joe Walsh's band. And so I see him and I say, man, I want to play with Joe Walsh. I'm such a huge fan. And at the time, he didn't have an extra guitar player. So it was like a quartet. I just figured it'll never happen, but I might as well put it out there. So one day I get a call from him and he says, today's your lucky day. It's time. I'm like, no way, it's going to happen. So I suddenly realize I don't even have a bass amp and I have a terrible bass. So I call up my friend Tim Landers and he lets me borrow one of his awesome basses. And then I call up my friend Billy Moeller and he's got an Ampeg amp. It sounds amazing. So I'm covered. I got a bass, I got an amp, and I'm good to go. So rehearsals start. So I walk in the room, I've got all my stuff set up, and we start playing the first song. And then I suddenly realize I'm in this way over my head. He's used to playing with guys like Willie Weeks, and I'm a guitar player playing like a bass player, right? It's not the real deal. So rehearsals start to go south pretty quick, as you can imagine. I remember we were playing the song The Bomber, and there's a section where it's just like kind of jamming an E. Like kind of some groove like that, right? So I'm just staying on the groove and keeping it going. And he looks over at me and says, play something different. Oh man, this is not going good. But I realized what he meant. He's like, he wants the bass to do something to give him something to play off of. So I totally got it. I figured it out after that. And, we keep doing these rehearsals, and every night Drew and I would go to P.F. Chang's afterwards, and I would just feel so bad. I'm like, man, I am not doing a great job on this gig. And he's like, no, it's cool. It'll be great. So a week goes by, and he actually kept me. He didn't let me go, which was pretty cool. So we fly out to Texas, and we're going to play at this small club out there. The gig starts, and the first song we play is Walk Away, which is that great James Gang song. So I'm playing along, and I'm like playing, and all of a sudden it just dawned on me. I froze, and I'm like, I'm playing with Joe Walsh right now on bass. I was freaking out. And then Drew looks at me and says, keep playing, because I had stopped playing. Like, I'm so used to being a guitar player. Like, you hit a chord, you throw your pick out, you put your hands in the air. Not on bass. You got to be grooving on the bass, right? The bass doesn't stop. Guitar, you can get away with it. So anyways, so I figured that out. So the next song comes up, and everything's going okay. I'm not really messing things up, and we're just going through the songs. So we're playing the song The Bomber, and there's a bass solo in it, and I brought all my effects, right? Because I'm a guitar player. I brought my delay, my distortion, my wah. I had all these effects. So when the solo came up, I wanted to use them. So I started playing. Just playing like blues licks on bass, and thought I was Jack Bruce for a minute. The gig ends. We get through it. Nothing tragic happened. So the next day we're in the van and we're about to go home, and Joe starts going around the group and complimenting them. And he looks over at Drew and he goes, great playing, man. You sounded great last night. He looks over at Jason Fries, who was playing keyboards. He's like, great solo, Jason. And then he looks over at me and he's like, nice effects. And I was like, nice effects? I mean, that was awesome. What a compliment, right? We all know what that meant. I will not be playing bass with Joe again, right? So I get home and I just figured it was a wash. I got to play with Joe once on bass, and that was awesome. So fast forward 2 years later, I walk in the door with my little practice amp. I see Joe, and he doesn't remember me, right? And a lot of you have been wondering, did I ever tell him that I played bass with him? And the answer is, it never came up. I never really got around to telling him. I mean, I was so stoked to be in the room with him playing guitar. We were writing a song, and I just wanted to be in the moment. It didn't matter what happened in the past. He didn't remember, so why bring it up? I just want to say thank you all so much for your comments. My wife and I have been reading through all of them, and they've been so encouraging to us, and I love your stories. I'm so happy that this story resonated with you all, and it really means a lot to me.